We, Akatsuki, will deliver judgment.
Hello everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. And this is the new layout for this. And yes, today we are going to be starting Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. I think that's how you say that. I don't actually know. I was gonna do that yesterday, but I didn't sleep very well. And then I was like, I slept pretty okay today. You know, I was going to actually play something else, but then I flipped a coin. I was like, well, it's heads. I did say heads was this. What's up, Suya? Hmm? I said no, I said he never did 7-bit notification. Not that no one ever did it. It was funny because he kept doing 8 ones. I'm assuming you're talking about Loex, because I recall that being a conversation thing before. But either way, I do appreciate all the bits. But it was like he kept doing the 8 ones or the 1 ones. Like I can look on the event list right here, because it's on the bot now, which is great. I might have. Who knows? But he kept doing 8s, 1s, and 10s. You know, it's weird. Thank you for the cupcake bits. Also, this is, well, gonna wait for that to go off. This is a trial sort of layout right now. I'm not sure if the alert boxes will stay on the bottom or I could move it up to the top left. Depends on how you feel. Like, either way, like right now, top left has nothing in it. I feel like I am forgetting something to put there, but this has his Eggman. Detective Eggman. Regardless, I don't know anything about this game except for what's his name? I don't. There's the G. Godot. I don't know how to say his name. That's the big thing, is I don't know how to say his name, which is going to be annoying. And today is Thursday, so this will not be too long of a stream. So sorry to say that the beginning will not be super long. But it won't be super short either. So let's see if we can at least get through the first trial, which, considering how long those took before, probably not gonna happen. Like, what was that one trial we had that was super long? It was like a full 3 days. Probably should do that as well, just a small recap of what has happened so far. But I don't actually know what's happened so far because I don't remember. Uh, Also, it would be really bad to just do this like with complete silence, so I think we'll just go on to the game. But we do have the last one. What was the last one? And that doctor guy that kept doing this, just kept scratching himself. It was really weird, but I don't remember. I don't remember. I should have done like a small recap for myself, but I got distracted. Had some things I needed to do. So, anyways. But we are going to start this Trials and Tribulations today. Hopefully they'll give us like a small recap themselves, because, you know, it's been a while. New game. Turnabout Memories. Okay, maybe it actually is a flashback. That sounds like a flashback name. Let me know if it's too quiet, by the way. Because I know that I don't remember buttons. How did I get into this mess? Okay, someone's already dead. That's good. Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. This guy's green tech. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. That girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Classic schoolyard dispute. Did you kill him with right there? Like, what? 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 5 years earlier. Okay, so Mia's back, I guess. So is this where she met Phoenix? I guess? We never did get that backstory. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Feel like I might die. Him! Oh, hey, Mr. Grossberg. Now, the downside of doing this again is I don't remember any of the voices I gave everyone, except for, hey, pal, how's it going? But... Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. I also know all my voices sound the same anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Ah, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know?
What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. You can practically see my spirit leaving my body.
Let go of my labels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. I'm so nervous today. That's pretty cute. And she kind of comes off as like the confident one the entire time. The clown's voice? I don't remember the clown's voice. I remember the clown now, and that's annoying.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Yes, the big leagues. Down the street. Big old office. Over here. This is obviously the biggest courtroom in the world. Well, never fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. Yes, that's right. And quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that. You see, of course I have. I think. Well, she's definitely Phoenix's teacher.
In any case, don't let our client see if you're so nervous. See the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Why is he wearing a mask? Oh, that's why. Looks like such a nerd. Why is he wearing a pink sweater with a giant P on it? I'm guessing he's sick? Good morning there, everybody. I know he's a huge nerd. I already knew that, but now he's like a super nerd. It's for Phoenix? What? Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia.
I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yeah, I'll be fine, no problem.
Achoo. What's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wiry?
Actually, it's Wright.
Like a Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. I can relate to that. But also... Ugh. Why do they confuse Wright with Ryrie? Like Rye, okay.
Yes, I have this cold. That's what the mask is for.
Oh, that's really neat. You can actually see his mouth moving under the mask when he's talking. I don't remember that. But he says everyone messes it up, so...
My doc says I won't be able to give it to anyone else, but kinda others, he says.
But his doctor did this. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. You're in a game, Phoenix. Also, hey, how's it going? I don't think you were here for the previous ones, Phoenix, but we actually played through the first and second game. Right? There was 2 games, right? Yeah. A while back. That's where the Just Right emote comes from. If you're truly innocent, I promise I will save you. And please let go of my shirt. You're gonna stretch out the P. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. It has been months. You stay strong for your client, Mia. It's Mia, right? Maya is the other one. My name is Mia Fey. Still pretty new at this lawyer thing. First time I appeared in court was a year ago. We saw that one, right? But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I never set foot in another courtroom. Been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'll win. We didn't? I thought that was, the one with her mom. No, wait, that was Edward's dad, that's right. I was getting confused. Okay. For my client, and for myself. Yeah, that was her... Yeah, that's right. She was only involved because that's what inspired her to become a lawyer. I think that was it. I remember she had something to do with it. Other than it being her mom there.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. Gonna write that name down. Feel like I'm gonna hear that one a lot.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution's ready, Your Honor.
Defense today is, Miss...
What? I gave the judge a voice. What was it? Also, let me know if it's too loud or too quiet on the music, by the way. I know it's much quieter for you guys, but just double checking that. I do like this tune.
The defense today was Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
An emergency? But isn't that him standing right?
I was about to question that. I was pretty sure we saw him in the little court loading screen.
Isn't that him standing right next to you?
Yes, well, his emergency is he had to stand to the left, you see.
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor, I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. Can't believe a veteran like me has to spend time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll be all over soon. What a pain. He's trying to trash talk me. Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events the day in question. Incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. Murder victim was a student named Dog Swallow. Or is it Doug Swallow? Doug or Dog? He was a fourth-year student in pharmacology.
Sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. It's Doug? Okay. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They called the police. How responsible.
It certainly does make the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well, the court accepts this photo and the record as evidence.
Oh, hey, I got my badge. Cool. Look at that. Proof of my profession. First and last time I used it was a year ago. Date and time of death was 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Whoa. Brutal. Crime took place behind Ivy University. Touch the check button for details. Okay, so that's what shocked him, obviously. The power line got cut. An umbrella? That must be the university on the left there. Okay. My superior and the head of Grossberg Law Offices, my client, a third-year art student? What? He's an art student? That does not suit him. The victim is a fourth-year pharmacology student. Wait, what? Who's this? Probably should have looked at all the profiles first. Okay, so there's no Mia thing. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim Doug Swallow until 8 months ago. Dahlia Hawthorne. Okay. Winston Payne, age 49. Prosecutor for this trial, veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence and too much hair. I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Oh.
Your reputation for secrecy is well earned, Your Honor. Truth is, the victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death? I just read the notes. Also, sorry for Borks, darn it. That I was trying to avoid, but I'm gonna take care of that, so I'll be right back. 1 second. I would prefer no spoilers, but I'm sorry to hear that. Feel free to talk about anything in the past, though. Like, I probably do need a reminder or two on what happened in the past. Also, don't mind me fiddling around with this cord. Obviously, all I'm fiddling around with. Definitely not a blanket, because my feet are cold. What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh?
That's in the future. What does that mean? Oh, right. I forgot we're 5 years in the future. Okay, well, you can bring up Phoenix's future up to where, I don't know.
I am a genteel man, if you will.
A what? Yeah, whatever. Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Snails and puppy dog tails. Just throws puppy dog tails at him.
Ah, perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause, go on. Please say you at least know this much.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. I just didn't, so...
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed on the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Ah, the court record, yeah, the button. See it by touching the court record button. You know, on my interactive desktop.
All the weapons you need can be found in the court record. Got a gun, umbrella, dog, a parrot once, but that's in the future. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. Gotta stay calm. Can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's take a look. Just touch the court record button here. I already did that, so I'm not gonna do it again. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Yeah. Electrocution? How could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that question will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
I feel like setting up how they died is way more important than motive. Because, you know, those kind of go hand in hand, and also it kind of looks like it's an accident so far. What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're a defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
Really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. I don't. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
Is that why he's always first in trials? He's been the first guy in every trial, right? Like, the first game had him as the first thing you fight as Phoenix. Source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant. And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? I don't know. Oh, no need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. All the evidence you need, and then shove it into old Graybeard's face. Yes, sir, into old Graybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Completely ignored.
Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are there as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence, so be sure to go over it all. See what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? The only real connection they have would probably be this girl, right? Yeah, because not only do we know they were talking about the girl, but she's Phoenix's girlfriend, and she dated Doug. So that seems right. Also, she's 20. How old is Phoenix at this point? 21. How old is he in the future? I'm guessing 26, because I can math. But I've been proven to be bad math before. Watch it be 27. Watch it be he just had a birthday, and I was completely wrong. Anyways. I guess this one?
Take that. Reason for the bad blood between the two was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? No, it's 26? Okay.
Just double checking, and yeah, I can math. Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. The woman was the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Boy, isn't that a tough nut to swallow. Clearly she has some sort of part to play in this story.
Ah, he's done it again. Well, the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. I mean, there's not really much to think there. But I forgot who this judge is. How old is this judge? I'd say like 40. No, that's probably generous, because Payne's 49. So probably 50. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, prosecution would like to call this Mr. Phoenix Wright.
No one knows? Wow. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye? It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? Vince has no objection. Very well. Court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Should have a profile? Does he?
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
I don't see one. Got Grossberg, Phoenix, Swallow, Hawthorne, Payne, and that's it. Maybe in the future he'll have one.
Yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
That's not a job!
No. He means what did you do before you were arrested? Oh. I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you were suspected of the death of your fellow student, Doug But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was... Oh,
jeez. Will the defendant please refrain from passing on the code to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor.
Such a nerd, but he has such bright, earnest eyes.
I admit I was there. Yeah, okay. But I'm not a killer.
That's gross. You should be like covered in, whatever.
But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British Phoenix. How would you know he's stuck-up or British?
I see, so you hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer.
Phew, looks like the judge understands. Being naive, you know, too naive.
Huh? It seems you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
She should know what this is, but... He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness' testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
Witness is lying, their statements conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he's your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
Yes. What does he mean by that? His testimony just down? That there was a lie? A contradiction?
Pretty obvious one, too, but this is the tutorial, I guess. Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Faye.
Please, Mrs. Wright, tell tell me you haven't been lying.
Definitely looks like he's really guilty.
You wouldn't do that to me, would you?
Totally would. Alright, so how do we handle this? I know where the contradiction is. But impact. I guess we'll just press everything. This is the first level.
Hold it. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered, right?
Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway.
Objection.
Something? You can't hide behind what happened. We have photographic evidence. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime?
Oh, you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident, and then he died.
A coincidence, huh? So you found the body, so who called the police? Huh?
Unfortunately, it was some other student that notified the police.
Other students?
That's correct. There were witnesses. Duh. Witnesses who saw the defendant staying there next to the body in shock. Emphasis on shock.
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
You stop sneezing every time you're in a bind.
Look, when you get stressed, the stress just goes right up your nose. And it just makes you sneeze out all the lies.
Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
Hold it.
So you didn't know his face or even his name, right?
Right.
Well, no. That is, I mean...
So, which is it? Do you know him or not?
Achoo.
Now see here! Can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
Well, I guess I did know his name.
Just to me. Why didn't he tell me this before? You haven't talked to him yet.
Heard he used to date Dolly.
Dolly? Who is this Dolly person?
Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet.
That's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British.
Here's the big one.
Mr. Wright, you stated in the following in your testimony, I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. Even if you are right, if you hardly knew him, why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I'll give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yeah, well... He's always walking around with that huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt.
Union Jack? I don't know what that is.
You see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, crossed my heart. Swear I didn't do it.
Acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor? What is it now? Who is this person anyways? This Union Jack fellow?
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh. Oh, I see. So you mean like the stars and stripes, right?
As usual, Your Honor. Your insight astounds me.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Something strange about this bit now? Yeah, it's probably... If I had to guess, it's probably not in the photo. Yeah, you can't see anything on the photo, right? He is wearing something, but I don't see a flag or anything. That's the only thing we have going on him. Mr. Grossberg, quickly now! Show that boy you mean business! With evidence, I mean.
Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully.
Well, my dear, think you can manage on your own from this point? I can handle myself.
1 year ago, I was in the courtroom just like this. I could do it. I could handle this myself.
You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. We're going to say a contradiction. Make sure you present some definite proof.
Okay, Mia, one more time from the very beginning of this testimony.
Okay, so... I guess I just present this. Let me double check. Yeah, I don't... Look at the actual thing. Oh, wow, that's also stretched out really bad for you guys, huh? Why? Sorry, I wanted to double check. I don't want to lose my first courtroom case.
Objection, Lunar Hype.
I'm sorry. Thank you for the objection, Bith. Objection! Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Well, this is again a test thing. I could probably fix that, but I'll do it next time. We'll go through some trial things before I do specific things. Problem is, I don't know what to fill in with that, you know? It's like I don't really have anything going. Right there in his back. If there's any problems, feel free to tell me, because I can fix that later. Like, I will write it down in post. Miss Faye, is there something in the point of this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take a look at another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing written on the victim's back. Hey, wait a second. He's wearing a leather jacket. Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that's really the case, you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. What is this music? Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Oh no. Why is he crying? Please forgive me. Mia, you made our client cry. Shame on you.
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. Why could this man not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime? Well, yeah, duh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine you took over the counter brand? Called Cold Killer X? That sounds like a supervillain. Yeah, that's right. It kills cold good. Hey, wait a second. How'd you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? I catch his Saturday morning villain show every Saturday. I mean, where else would I catch it if not Saturday? Saturday morning. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Would you get off that? Would you have to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. Lost it? Does it have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where the cold medicine is right now? Did they mess with the scene of crime? Your Honor, I'd like to take a look at the photo of the crime scene. Oh. What's this? Victim's hand. It's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X was belonged to. Also, we're gonna keep saying Cold Killer X, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. Again, we should know that. We should have that information on hand. Censoring his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. The first thing think of, oh, this guy's gonna murder me, is not, I should pick up his medicine. His purpose in doing so only could have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Or he was delivering it, one of the two. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo of the bottle as evidence. Very well. The court would accept them into the record. Yay. Yay. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this?
That seems very specific. I'll check that in a bit. This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks, my poor... What is with this guy? Did he do that before? I think he did. What really happened?
The truth is, I went because he called me on his phone. He was at pharmacology dep, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, we split up. Later, when I went back, I found him lying there. Been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime, the day of the accident.
Okay, so they did mention time there.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
I know!
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony to be any more credible.
Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell any more lies.
You know, he's a huge nerd, but I don't... Phoenix has never, came across as a bad guy. So... Okay. I'm gonna check something here. Is there a watch or anything? No? Darn it. I was hoping there was, like, a big clock here somewhere, but it doesn't look like it. Okay. What time is that? I don't know how to read watches. Also, what hand is that? Looks like it's his left hand. Yeah, that's his right hand. I don't see a watch on that one, or the bottle. That looks to be about... I don't know. I don't know. They'll probably tell us. Let's see if I can figure it out before you tell me anything.
Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person, we've already covered this. It's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
Oof. What was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
What?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
One of those nasty love triangles I see. I expected them to be like friends, where he like took the medicine to Phoenix, but... Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45?
Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
Said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. I think that's how you say that. Everyone called him the alchemist of Ivy University.
That's a pretty cool title.
An alchemist, I see. Gotta admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
That explains the electricity. Oh, how fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for more details.
Ask about the time of the meeting. I feel like it's absolutely certain that you met at 2:45.
Yeah, pretty sure. Time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much.
Experiments?
Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. It looks like he's right about time anyway. Witness, go on with your testimony.
Should I go back and do about the other one?
I think so. This is the tutorial, but we got all this time.
Hold it. Let's skip past all this. I remembered you can hold down the button and you'll go through all these things. Super fast.
About the pharmacology. Wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much about it.
A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. That the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right. They sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there's high-voltage cables everywhere, including the one right in this picture. Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. High-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. I don't think we're getting somewhere. So what was it you were talking about? No. Then maybe you should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. But we already know that's not true. You say you went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with them? Well, that's right. I'm right. I was. Well, Mr. Wright, why'd you go back? I thought maybe we could make up. Aw. Achoo. Something about the atmosphere. Pretty sure no one's buying this. Cold kill for the last 2 or 3 days. Rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little bit careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open in early spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. Anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after a meal, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. Okay. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Why would you put eggs in like a boxed lunch? I mean, I guess that might be a Japanese thing. Or it's another stupid translation thing. Surprised it's not mini burgers. Also, mini omelets now sound like a cereal. Youch! Why did you punch me in the jaw? I'm so sorry. Just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. The defendant and the victim meet at approximately the time of his death, and the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. Not entirely convinced with the explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. She's taller than you. However, there's still one mystery that remains. There is, Your Honor? How the murder was carried out, of course. Hey, Gob, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, You are correct, Your Honor. Even though we know what it is. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smiling like a rose. Doing pretty okay. I can establish one. Your Honor, yes, Miss Faye. I believe if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive, I agree. Quite a brash statement coming from a rookie. But even beginners must understand the basic rules of the court, yes. An attorney must be able to sustain their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I totally forgot. What is he talking about? Now then, Miss Faye, let's see what you got. Show me you believe the victim was electrocuted. I expected to, like, be able to just say, hey, it's the thing, but I guess I just present this. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. In fact, how do you take a picture of electricity? And look at that, you can totally see the little sparks. Nothing even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in the photo is the murder weapon? Forgot how dumb these guys were, though. Right there.
He's... Naturally, it's right here, you know, in his back. A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. From the testimony we heard, the machines and the pharmacological students using their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there's a special high voltage cable strung up everywhere. The high voltage cable? Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. Can we please stop saying that? It's really hard to say. As most likely explanation. Certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order, because that makes total sense.
Don't you toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. That's whatever. I shouldn't complain.
That much is certainly true. No, it's not.
That's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish Mr. Wright as the murderer.
You do?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Wait, why'd that one go off? That's not right.
Well, now I gotta go fix that too, but thanks for the 2,000 bits, Gob. I told you not to, though.
Well, now this is mixing in with the dramatic music, so that's weird. I set it to exactly. There, I turned it off.
Yeah, you did. I can't. Okay. I won't complain. But thank you for the 2,000 bits. I will go fix that later. Cause, you know. Anyways, let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim's wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
Ah, you mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
Definitely should tell us this before, but whatever.
I can only think of Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
I did! But... I'm sorry. I will stop complaining about bits. Huh, it got changed. Order! Order! That's enough. I think we can conclude that there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination. There's plenty of reason. Stick a fork in us. We're done. It got changed somehow. I must have scrolled up. Oh well. Anyways, fix that real quick. Because I can. Don't give me that face. Mr. Grossberg! My hemorrhoids never lie. They are extremely painful. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Hold it! You have something further to add, Miss Fay?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but the truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay.
Wow, that face.
No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. Objection! We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Cough, cough. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. Objection! But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... Cough. I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead.
Uh-oh. That's not what you were supposed to admit, but okay. Alright, girl. Shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business, punk.
I'm telling you for your own sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. Bears.
Good lie. Just listen to me.
There's something you need to know about that girl.
Stop it.
Push.
Don't talk about her like that.
Dramatic. Drama. Action. What you just said. Was that the truth?
Yes. I was afraid. Afraid if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
I mean, are you? Currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear. Swear I'll tell the whole truth. Nothing but the truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you.
Also, I believe in you.
Really did push the victim. I mean, that was never... What's wrong with this guy?
Really go to a doctor?
When I pushed the victim.
That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly.
Shove. Reminder that Phoenix probably lifts.
I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just laying there, dead.
Well, that explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. I think he would notice that. I feel like that would be like a huge explosion of electricity. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
Simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But, when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true.
Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now, if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I can deliver my verdict without further delay. I'll be clear on that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't give up, Mia. He's innocent. There must be some kind of evidence somewhere that'll prove it. So should I press him or look for contradiction? Now first, why was he talking bad about Dolly?
What kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. Said she was a bad girl.
That all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Do yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Don't make this harder for me than it already is.
After he said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove.
Tell me more about what happened in a little more detail.
That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy.
Shoved him down.
Gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest that sent him all the way through the ground. Did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all.
And it's possible you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll you over like a...
What? It was important as the moment the push occurred. Let's hear with the testimony, witness. So if I had to guess what we're going to say here, it's going to be something like, no, you said 2:45 and the watch says, no, this is like 3:15, man, when he was electrocuted.
A loud noise?
And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure. It was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
I don't know, could have been the cable.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. You're not a hearologist.
Wish I do. I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. As for more details, Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. I'm trying to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He was holding an umbrella? Huh, okay. I guess that explains where the umbrella came from, yeah. Did say it was raining, but, like, that umbrella had not appeared in any of the other flashbacks like that, but okay. That was probably a noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? That umbrella belonged to the victim. Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Wow, harsh. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important with that testimony just now? Well... Is it important? I mean, the umbrella is over here. Oh, it's over there! So, like, it was obviously broken, too. But it's over there, so... It's, like, nowhere near the cable. If he had been pushed backwards into that, it would have fallen backwards, and it would be like over on the under that sign, right? Just remember, I'm like moving the mouse around, like you guys can see that. Of course, it's important. This is it, Mia. New information you've been waiting for. Of course, it's important. No, cheap umbrella is more important. It's vital. I'm gonna have it officially entered in the testimony. Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. Flimsy like my hair. Court agrees to the defense request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. He fell down on top of it? Jeez. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of the umbrella. Are you certain of this? I was right there under him. Or it was right there under him. Not me. I was not under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. Wow. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah. You see, I was wearing the sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights and time knitting for me. I didn't want to put rain dampen the handmade symbol of her love. Oof. My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. Ah. I'm so sorry. Why does she keep hitting him? Does the sweetness just make her angry? Continue with your testimony, witness. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. On top of... Okay, I'm gonna say... do this right here. Objection! Objection? Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that... I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at this crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell upon his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. Conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Wait, that's a good thing. What's going on? Twitch exploding? I can see that happening. Victim, he moved? Are you trying to line them up with the objections? Well, thank you for the objection bits. I appreciate them regardless. Where is it now? What? Well, it's collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present its evidence immediately. Oh, wow. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. Under his body? Come on now. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. Simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. Yeah. But... I know this matter of umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. Got lost in the pain. However, I still find it hard to believe a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done, Mia. Hee hee. Hee 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 hee. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. Seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I established guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't get what you're saying. Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly. And this witness testimony be incontrovertible. Incontrovertible. Is a car? Miss Dahlia, huh? Okay. I mean, I guess I should have expected that since she has a profile, but kind of weird. I'll be honest, like, part of me is still expecting Larry to show up. Because this court case definitely does smell. You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right, she was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. So sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. She did the thing. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think it's a good point to stop at. Court will enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Mr. Dahlia Hawthorne. I said Mr., didn't I? I said Miss. Well, I meant Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But she did the thing. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. Hey, Lateral, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Sorry what happened back there, It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why.
Love of your life, but she doesn't appear in the future game, so I have my future vision says she doesn't appear later. So that's gonna be pretty, awkward.
Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, but you're in art school, whatever. One day, she's bumped into each other reading down in the reading room downstairs. Well, she looks pretty. Not really a fan of braids, though. But I thought, really fate that brought us together. As soon as I set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. That's pretty cute. Gave it to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with
This bottle?
Okay. Certainly is a little bottle, alright. Makes me so happy, I'll show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
That's suspicious. That rings like 30 bells in my head, and they're all chiming that this is very suspicious. What a strange girl acting with her present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. How'd you... Happened August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Whoa. Murder.
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see.
Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. Oh, thank you for the ring. But I need to keep... Reborn, you're so shy.
believe there's some relationship between these cases. Am I correct? I want to read the... Hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossbeard. I need to finish this myself. What's this about? 8/28. Almost 8 months ago. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim yesterday in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Okay. Awkward. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look at downstairs reading room and see what I can find. I want to do whatever I can to be able. Wait. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is over. We'd better all get moving. Are these the same exact guards, by the way? Are these the exact same guards, like top to bottom in the previous games? That's pretty great, if so. I bet it's gonna be a court case later. It reveals these guys are just mannequins. They're not actually guards. Recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Actually, that was about 3 minutes. To be continued. Start any time during the game to save your data. Alright, now here's the big question. Do we stop here? Or do I keep going for another 30 minutes? That is the big question here. Yeah, we'll keep going for now. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. Prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
She's adorable. That means she must be evil. Yeah, she's definitely evil. Butterflies around you? That's like one of the surefire signs you're probably evil. What's with this stiff silence? Long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Can't believe you actually said that. Oh, witness, could you please state your full name and occupation? What voice should I give her? I'm not good at girl voices. I'm not good at voices.
Don't worry, sweetie. No need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you may sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel. Oh, they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice, I almost feel right at home.
Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be be here in your noble presence.
The honor's all mine. No, the honor's all mine. Your honor, please. Well, you know whose milkshakes brings all the boys to the yard. Wow. This is definitely an old game, but also, wow, that reference.
Sir. Is there something I can help you with?
Just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
Sure, there must be some kind of mistake. Beanie wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Beanie? Is that his nickname?
Yes, yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Beanie Finey Foe. I can't think of the rest. Please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed. As the witness.
I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Not this case. Feeney and Dougie?
I guess Dougie would be accurate.
They were talking behind that building. Bam! He just fell over. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. I went to go find some other students and they called the authorities.
There are so many holes in there. Like, are we sure this girl is not Swiss? Because her cheesy testimony is full of holes. Say, according to you, Miss Hawthorne, defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Objection, young lady. As old as I am, even I recall how hot flames a young passion can burn. Nevertheless, my job is to cover the truth.
Thanks for the host, Gob.
Please tell us the truth. But I would never.
Hold it. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case with a bunch of paper-thin lies.
Teehee. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once. Uh-oh. So that means she's included in that courtroom. First. The floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey.
Madam? No one's grandma yet, girly. You know, the sad part about seeing her in the past is, like, we know what happens to her. I don't care about that one. Who is what? I can't see what that is. So who is this Dougie person?
Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until 8 months ago.
That's what we're doing, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway. Oh, thinking.
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
Oh, geez, she's actually crying.
That's right, Miss Fey.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Am I being demonized here?
Please, go on. What did you see next?
Suddenly, Doogie just got all wobbly and just collapsed. Like a waving arm inflatable tube man.
Saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right?
I was watching the whole time. He never did a thing to Dougie.
No good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Show contradiction. We have a contradiction. Do we have a contradiction? Do I have a contradiction? We do know the contradiction, but I don't know if they'll actually accept it. Would it be testimony? But his testimony is it on the umbrella. Yeah, he did push him. That's what I was thinking, is like he did push him. And we know he pushed him, but I don't know if the game knows that. Alright, whatever. We'll do it. Why not? I can take a hit. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. Let's drop them. Shall we?
What? I would never.
Yeah, we still have some damage things. It's like, whatever. I don't really want to take damage.
Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged to a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print, okay, so good, was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. Nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
Aha! Okay, I'm gonna try to press it instead of just presenting information. What did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. You don't see anything out of the ordinary? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Mr. Judge. Please, proceed with your testimony. Hear any noise either. Objection! You say you didn't hear any noise, is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. You know, with these constant, ethereal butterflies that seem to radiate around me, like some sort of aura. Anyways,
That's nice, but I found that a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
he said that? About me? I'm not that sharp.
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear the noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. It seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning. Very, very frightening.
Yes, I'm afraid the sound of thunder. I put my headphones on to block it out.
Hee. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a second, Mia. Testimony just now said something that I could totally change this whole case.
It was lightning. Yeah, I guess it would be there was lightning, right? Yeah, I guess there was lightning is the only one that really matters. Boom!
The problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere.
Am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. I appreciate the science lesson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyway, since the cause of the death was electrocution, is it possible the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Why was she surprised?
I must admit, the thought had not occurred to me.
What kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway?
The entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered, but the very premise itself is mistaken. Defendant believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, a victim of a stray bolt. I like how that played to the beat. Here's the defense maybe onto something. Maybe the death was actually an accidental death? Oh, right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Well, you don't really do anything to, add to that.
Not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. Found that there were no lightning strikes the day at the location. What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence? Well, why do you keep hiding evidence?
This affidavit?
I don't remember how to say that.
We've definitely had that before, though.
And who is this affidavit?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in the labs that day. Allow me to read out the court's testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the lab lost power all of a sudden at 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All the lab's equipment runs high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying equipment lost power because...
Precisely. Lost power because of the severed electrical cable. Power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed cable.
Okay. Makes sense.
For the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump could have caused them to break. Interesting. That sounds like a really bad safety hazard, though. Like, they should have replaced those, like, months ago. One thing that troubles me, if the cable could have been broken by a small bump, then it wouldn't have been snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say... Did he just say something smart? Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts on regarding the cause of the severed cable? Don't like how this is looking one bit. Have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. Please, as the Court of Defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Oh, sorry, I bumped the mic. I don't actually know this. Let's see. Now, when they say the cable breaks, would it be you hit the pole? Or would it be the actual cable? Found broken near the electrical pole at the crime scene. Let's snap when it happened. That's not important. Umbrella fell under him, so the only thing that I could see... The only thing I could really see would be Doug himself bumped into it as he was getting shoved or as he was knocked down, but that puts things back on Phoenix again. Which, I mean, it was still an accident, but... I guess I'll say... We don't have anything that says she was there. I mean, she was there, but she... We have nothing to say... No, Phoenix is the one that shoved him, for sure. I don't think Phoenix would lie about that. I guess I'm gonna say Doug for now. Doug did it? This is it? This is why the cable snapped? Well, Your Honor. Okay, never mind. Here's the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense. Wow, how rude. Well, that's a hit. That's our first hit in the first episode. But this... Well, we actually didn't take damage. Should I count that? It was a mistake. Oh, so I can just try all these things all I want, huh? Let's try the girl, why not? This is it, this is why the cable snapped. Well, my mind snapped. Okay, so that didn't work. I guess we'll say the umbrella, but this is definitely something they're just kind of... It's probably why you can't take damage, but... The umbrella? Oh, okay. Well, now I'm just guessing, and I feel bad for that. My detective work is off the charts here. Some sort of impact at 2:55 p.m. Interesting. But he died at 3. So it couldn't have been him being shoved into it.
Should I say Phoenix? I'll try Phoenix, why not? Your Honor? Okay, so it was Phoenix. I was on the money, but I got the person wrong. Please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony, the defendant's testimony, that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now this happened around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right, yeah. Wait, are you saying that lab equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits right into Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Okay. So I was right on the action, I was just thinking too literally on... I was thinking about, you know, too literally on what caused it to break. I was like, oh, well, his body hit the thing, right? But no, it was whatever. Fine. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. If you knew that, why didn't you say it? Fred, I can't quite agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What is that supposed to mean? Take a look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was the impact that caused the cable to break. That makes sense. The victim was electrocuted, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. The victim was shoved into the far pole. Then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy, how I've longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. Doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it. Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge? Of course it's alright. Go ahead and give your new testimony. It's okay. Here, have some free McDonald's. It's finally starting to show her true colors. Red, pink, and white. Very light hue of America. Anyways, truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. First time was in the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. So when the defendant pushed him for the second time. So sorry, Feeney. I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. And yeah, it was 5 minutes. I was thinking that myself. Just, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination. What have I witnessed? What have I witnessed? Feeney pushed him. Let's press it. Press on, Miss Hawthorne. Previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry, I wanted to protect Feeney. That's why you basically lied to the court. You'll be held in contempt. I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judd. Would you please forgive little old me? No. Of course he won't. What you did is called Oh, come now. It's a little old white lie. We'll forgive it this time. Please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Ho, ho, ho. Judge had better be careful himself. Dark Alley is friendlier than that girl. What does that mean? And hello, little Lorian. Wow, thank you for the host. First time I was in the electrical pole, that's when the cable broke. Okay, I agree with that.
Who wants to play video games?
Thank you for the host and apparently the objection raid. I object to that though, not wonderful. Ow. Thank you for the host lateral. Dougie tried his best to run away from him. I err? Let me get this straight. You are happily listening to music on your headphones while you watch the scene unfold. What? Objection. Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
Please don't objectify me. I wasn't happy. I was so scared I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Why would you cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Thanks for the host, Sivia. Well, I wish them both the best. Best for both, and that they would give they would each give the fight their all. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive, yeah. What happened after that? Hold it. Thanks for the host, Archie. How's it going? That doesn't sound right. There were handprints found in the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of the leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Thanks for the host, Reborn. Madam Faye, may I suggest you listen more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? Miss Myfini wouldn't leave prints in that case, would he? I'm pretty sure he'd still leave, like, a stain, at least. Sorry, had to cough. All occurred in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? Sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed. That'd be a horrific sight for anyone to behold. Don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. Didn't have much time to come up with a reply, so it's my best chance. Okay, if I had to guess on what we need to show them, it's the watch. I don't know exactly what time the watch is. How it occurred in less than a minute. Okay, let me figure out what time this watch is. Because that's going to be the big thing, is that it's going to be like, oh, here's this bottle of medicine, but no, it's got... Like, what time is that? It's definitely noon. That's definitely a 12. Like, for sure. So probably 3 exactly. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, okay. That sounds right to me. A little bit after 3? Objection! Perfect! That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't quite understand. You will in a minute. Could you please look at this picture? Every time I do, it makes me laugh. Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's also a really good Saturday morning. That's not the medicine I want. That's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, I didn't see. Am I never gonna know what time it was? And your point is, Miss Faye? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was exactly 2:50. 3:05 it said? Okay, thank you. Because I clicked too fast. Would you care to explain the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? We all had snacks. I don't know. It proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order in the court. What is this about? This is nonsense. The real murderer. Objection. Even you can't deny the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? Hairsworth. There's only one person that could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as the real killer? It's finally time. It's the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Not sure about the motive yet, but... only one other person that's actually in this case. And diet? Whatever. Could have only been you. Reborn Akatsuki. No. Wow. How can you... Objection! The defense is grasping at straws. And, you know, probably butterfly that. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time for electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I don't know. I don't know how to English. You expect me to know how to English? With all this Swiss cheese around here? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the man dearest to you. Order in the court. Miss Fay. What, I mean, that is to say... Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did with 2 men fighting on that day. However, after Miss Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah, that wind out of nowhere. How could you say something so mean, Madame Fay? I didn't do anything. Hold it! They put in Phoenix's hold it. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. You, what is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. I mean, it does assume that the wristwatch was accurate, but why would it not be accurate? Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Leave my Dolly alone. Achoo. That boy. Gotten himself in over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. Also, you were... I thought he was over here. There. Found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Yay, police report. What does it say? Thank you so much. It's exactly what I was hoping for. What is it? Oh, okay. Now I remember. Check the button for details. Oh, wait. Oh, there's 2 things. Okay. District Courthouse Cafeteria, date and time. Diego Armando. That's a cool name. Occupation lawyer. Suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Okay. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. Unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Wait. If she's the suspect and they met at the same day... No, that doesn't look like it comes off. We'll address that next time, because I believe that is actually going to be where we're going to stop for today, everybody. It's about 7, and we might actually continue this later tonight. Depends on how things go, but regardless, that is going to be in for now. Because as much as I would like to just finish this, it's almost 7, and I got things I need to do, and I haven't eaten either. So yeah, we will get to this. I think I'll try to finish this later tonight, actually. That way we can at least get past this first story, if nothing else. Thank you for joining me for the stream and the host. Yeah, I have not eaten yet. I do have a plan to get something. It's okay, Lori. I appreciate you showing up at all. Like, anyone who's here, even for like a second, it's like, that's amazing to me, you know? And also, you gave me a host, and you were having a good time on your own stream. Like, you were doing everything I could possibly ask for. So anyways. That's gonna be it for right now, guys. Thanks for joining me for the return of Phoenix Wright. I'll probably finish this case up because it doesn't seem to have any exploration things. So we'll finish this up later tonight, I think. Unless it's like super long. But, you know. And that's gonna be it. So yeah. I'll keep any theories
and whatnot coming up for the next one. I'm also going to do a little bit of editing on this overlay. So if you have any suggestions, then please toss them to me in the Discord. Probably in like stream stuff or something. I don't know. Anyways, once again, that'll be it. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for all the bits. And I'll talk to you later. See ya later tonight. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.